Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you another update. This is the rare 1933 Ford pickup truck. Looks quite a bit different than the last time we shared with you an update. The last video we had it up on the hoist. The body and the front end was still on it. We had removed the box and the fenders, and we were ready to do the front clip. And now we've done quite a bit of work, and the weather and the noise inside the shop, the weather outside's terrible, and then inside the shop it's been really noisy, so it's been very hard to share with you updates up to this step. But what we've done is we have, obviously, the rest of the front end was taken off. We have the doors, the glass. We've taken most of the trim. There's still a little bit of trim to take off on the cab. We've done some sanding on the cab, so you can see as we kind of go around, most of the items are off of the front firewall. You can see there's a lot of bolts and nuts that have been taken off that hold the trim on the inside of the firewall. We still have to remove the gas pedal lever, and we have a couple of grommets here that we're going to leave. We have the little lid off, we have the windshield off. So basically, I'll just kind of rotate this a little bit on our dolly. So there's still some disassembly work on the cab. You can see we have the dash face is off. We still have a little bit on the firewall, but most of the trim is taken off, and we're getting ready to continue to sand, because what we need to do is expose any of the problem areas. It was a really bad paint job and a very bad prep job, and I think the camera, I don't know if there's too much glare here, but there's no attention to detail, and you can see all along the bottom of this drip rail there's a bunch of pitted metal. So that was all surface rust, and then they basically just scuffed it and then painted over top of the rust, and they didn't smooth it out. There's a lot of stuff around the rail, and on the inside of the door you can see there's a tremendous amount of rust that's trying to poke through already. So not to make fun of other people's work, but it wasn't a professional job. There's a lot of paint runs and a lot of waves to the body, multicolored shades of green. Nothing was done properly, to be blunt. So we've taken all of the hood lace off and the trim. So you can see we've just started to sand. This is 180 grit. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it all down. The nice thing, or the positive thing, is the metal seems to be quite nice, and there's evidence that it has been stripped at one time, and we have a primer sealer, and then we have just really bad layers of green paint over top. So I think we'll, in an upcoming video, we'll share with you how it's coming along, but I don't think we have to strip it to bare metal. I think we just have to sand all of the nasty green paint and then continue on. So obviously we have our cab here. You can see the back, I've done some sanding too. I can just rotate this, I think. And it's really, probably not going to pick it up in the camera, but the panels are really wavy. So we're going to do majority of the sanding, and then we're going to do all this around the bolt heads by hand. You can see there's a lot of dings and dents along the back that they tried to hide or just paint over. So we want to make sure that we take a look at all that. And then same thing, we come over to this passenger side. I'll rotate it again, I guess. Nice thing about these dollies is we can move them around quite a bit, and you can see we still have the back window in there, and then once again, same idea, except there's more corrosion or more rust on this passenger side. Hopefully it'll come up in the cameras. You can see it's just a lot of scabs and pitting into the steel, and they just didn't deal with it, just painted over top, which I really don't like. So we'll continue to strip that down, and then we'll share with you an upcoming video how we're coming with the cab. We obviously have the two doors off here, and we're just basically removing things like the mirror and the door handles and the lock on the passenger door, and then on the driver's door, same kind of thing. And probably, I don't think the camera can pick it up, but the body work is really bad. It's probably just going to look like it's shiny paint through the video and the fluorescent lighting, but it's extremely wavy. There's body filler that's reacted, and it's starting to separate and pull away. And then there's lots of dings and dents and waves. You can see sand marks all through the paint. I don't think you'll be able to pick it up in the camera, but we'll share with you. And then we've got a bunch of deep scratches, and someone's tried to touch them up. because I mentioned in an earlier video, it looks like they've done a panel here, part of a replacement, and it's really wavy. You can see file marks and stuff. So we'll sand this all down properly. Earlier video I shared with you, this was an abandoned project, changed hands a couple of times, and the fellow that our client bought it from just kind of slapped it together. Most of the bolts were hand tight along the front to make it look like a complete truck, but we'll do it properly and sand it all down the way it should be. And then if I move this out of the way, here's our frame. Made lots of progress. It's one of our homemade rotisseries we have here. So this is the 33 Ford frame, and you can see obviously the engine, the transmission, the front and rear, or sorry, the front bumper brackets are removed. We removed the drums and all of the components, so we're down to the backing plates. And then you can see the frame now, where it just wasn't done properly over the years, and we have lots of rust that's bleeding through and popping through in numerous locations. So it's just someone's done some satin black or flat black product over top. You can see here where they've painted over the grease and residue. So we'll make sure that we scrape all of the excessive grease off. We'll degrease and clean it, then we'll prepare it for sandblasting. The nice thing being on the rotisserie, we'll be able to rotate this a complete 360 degrees. We'll sandblast it all, inspect the frame, make sure there isn't any concerns with any cracking or repair work that needs to be done, and then we'll apply a two-part epoxy. We come to the back section here, same idea. You can see there's a little bit of grease leaking out of the back. That's very, very common with the diff when we hang them sideways, but we're going to be cleaning that up and replacing the fluid anyway. And then you can see very nice when it's down to the bare frame, because we have full access to everything. And we have our leaf spring still on the back, and our diff and our drive shaft, which is almost a full one unit kind of deal. So basically it's coming along very, very well, and it exposes everything nicely, and it just gets us ready for the next step. So this is the brief update on the 33 Ford pickup truck. I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.